You know, we're always told that sustainability is about huge government policies or these massive corporate strategies. But what if the real power for change is actually a lot closer to home? Today, we're going to dive into a really fascinating idea called Ecopoly, which is all about redefining sustainability by putting that power right back into our hands.
I mean, really think about it. You hear about carbon credits and international climate accords on the news, but does that actually change how you handle your trash or how much water you use? For most of us, there's this huge disconnect between the high-level talk and what we do day to day.
And this slide just lays that gap out perfectly. On one side, you have the world of top-down policy. It's corporate, it's abstract. And on the other, you've got grassroots action, the real stuff happening in our homes and our communities. Right now, it feels like these two worlds are speaking completely different languages.
Look, this isn't just a small crack in the system. It's sustainability's big gap. It's the fundamental disconnect between all our good intentions and the actions we can actually measure. For example, India's sustainability landscape is said to be really strong on paper, but pretty weak on the ground. And that is the exact problem Ecopoly was created to solve.
So why does this gap even exist? Well, this pretty much breaks it down. The current models just don't really involve us, the average citizens. Most of us have what you might call low carbon literacy. We just don't know our own impact, and we don't have simple tools to track it. We're not really prepared for climate disasters, and frankly, there aren't a lot of real incentives for us to change our ways.
So how in the world do you fix this? Ecopoly comes at it with a pretty radical shift in thinking. The new idea is all about environmental self-governance. What that means is moving the responsibility for sustainability away from just faceless institutions and giving that ownership directly to people, to us, in our communities.
And here's what that actually looks like. It's a world where sustainability isn't something that's done to you, but something that is done by you. It's about every single person, every family, and every small local business taking direct, hands-on responsibility for their piece of the environmental puzzle.
This quote from the source material just nails the engine behind this whole idea. It's a cycle, right? A really empowering one. You learn about your impact, and that makes you want to take action. Then you measure the results of what you did, and that shows you how to get even better. It's a loop that just keeps building on itself, and it's powered entirely by people. Okay, so that's the big picture, the philosophy. But how does it actually work on the ground? Let's get into the nuts and bolts, the people, and the tools that bring this whole concept of self-governance to life. So, the Ecopoly model really stands on three main pillars. It all starts with the people. They call them featured members. Then there's the tool they use, the digital carbon diary. And those two things together drive the whole process of taking action and constantly improving. Let's talk a little more about these featured members, because they're the real heart of the system. These are trained facilitators who come from the community. They go into homes, local businesses, schools, and they conduct environmental audits, they teach people about sustainability, and they help create actual real-world plans to reduce carbon footprints. They even help communities build resilience to disasters.
And this is the cool tool they use. The digital carbon diary is basically like a Fitbit, but for your environmental health. It's this one central place that measures your impact across 6 super important areas, everything from your energy and water use to your community's disaster risk. It just makes all that invisible data visible.
Now, we all know one of the biggest challenges is keeping people motivated, right? How do you make sustainability something people actually want to do? Ecopoly's answer is, well, it's brilliant. You turn it into a game.
So, inside the Ecopoly system, you can earn green credits for doing positive things. If you complete a learning course, boom, you get credits. If you start a small composting project or reduce your electricity bill, all of these actions earn you credits. The whole point is that every single positive step, no matter how small, gets recognized and rewarded.
And this whole gamified system actually leads somewhere real. It creates a genuine career path in climate action. You can start off as an eco-explorer, and as you earn badges and certificates, you start unlocking real-world opportunities, like internships, and eventually, you can even become a trained featured member yourself, turning your passion into a real profession.
Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, but does it actually work in reality? Well, Ecopoly isn't just some idea on a whiteboard. Let's take a look at the actual results from its pilot program.
So, the pilot program kicked off in the Indian city of Trichy. There, Ecopoly was activated across 25 different educational campuses, which basically created these amazing little hubs of climate action.
And through those campuses, the program has engaged an incredible number of young people.
We're talking nearly 100,000 students who are now actively learning about and measuring their own environmental impact. And maybe the most impressive thing of all is that the pilot has already created 1,000 trained featured members. That's 1,000 new community leaders who are now equipped to drive sustainable change right from the ground up.
When you look at it this way, you see the impact is huge, and it's happening on multiple levels. Socially, it's creating citizen ownership. Environmentally, it's making carbon footprints visible. And economically, it's actually creating green jobs and supporting small businesses. It's a win-win-win.
And the vision doesn't stop in Trichy. After proving the model works, the plan is to scale up. Phase 2 means expanding into major cities like Bengaluru, then replicating it at the state and national level, and eventually aligning with global sustainability goals.
Which really brings us back to that fundamental question that Ecopoly was designed to answer. After seeing this model of self-governance, this people-powered ecosystem, who do you think is truly responsible for creating a sustainable future?
The answer is so simple, and it's so powerful. It's not just the governments. It's not just the corporations. It's everyone.